traders. How's everybody doing today? Hope you're a little bit warmer than we are here in Wisconsin. Tomorrow they're predicting 50 below with the wind chills, so could be a little on the cool side. So much for global warming tomorrow anyway. What I'm going to talk about a little bit here is what I'm playing with this week, and that's a different version of remember we got the basket create indicator, which we use to build our baskets. And remember, to use this you have to have the hotkey set up with Alt G for it, so it will work when you click on the basket button down here. It pops it up. But this one is a little different. I got one more saying still the same name, but it's got one more setting now. This first one here, use only close to create the basket, where if you set this to false, then it uses the high, the low, the open, and the close, then puts the wicks on the candles. If you set this to true, then it uses just the closing price to build the chart, the offline chart, so you won't have any wicks. Now, to get the latest one, it is over at the website. So if you go over under software over here, it is in down here in the accessory files, and it's in the indicator folder in the accessory file. So if you download the accessory file, just open up the indicator folder and you'll see it there. It's got the same name, so I didn't change the name on it or anything like that, so just be sure you delete the old one so you don't get them mixed up. But that's where you'll find it. So I'm going to show you what it looks like here. What we're going to do, I'll create two baskets, one with wicks, one without wicks. So first of all, what I'm going to do is enter a name in here for my basket. First basket anyway, I'm just going to call it MRK, and we'll say, I'll put an N after it for normal. And what I'm going to do is build it with all 28 pairs. We've been playing around this week with doing like an index of all 28 pairs and trading it. Basically what the chart will be based on kind of is this down here, kind of the market direction. We call it an index of our 28 pairs. Anyway, okay, so the first one we're going to build will be a 1 hour, just the normal one. So we'll leave this at false, leave this at an hour, and change this to MRKN for our normal. MRKN. And we're going to build that basket. Now what I'm going to do is go back and change its name. And I'm just going to put a C after it for the close, we'll call it. Click OK. And I want to do is build this basket again now with the MRKC. And we'll build another 1 hour, but this time I'm going to set this to true. And this will be MRKC. MRKC. And we'll build another basket. Okay, now if we go up, let's turn these off for now, because I don't want to be popping in on any trades by accidentally. Open up our offline charts. Get my list over here, and you can see here are two 28 pair baskets. So here, this will be our normal one, and you can see this is our normal one. And now we go open up our regular one. This is the one using just the closes. You can see all it does is come up with a bunch of dots because now all we got is closing prices. And of course you put a line chart on there. This is basically the closing prices. Now before we do anything else, I'm going to go back. Remember, you should always refresh these. So I'm just going to open up the indicator list, double click each one, click OK, and click OK. Let's make sure they're refreshed. Now if we go over, what we can do is, let's see here, once if I got a template, how my template is set up. Okay, this is what the template will look like with the wicks. Now this happens to be version 8 of the Basket Trader, which is just a couple of bug fixes in it. Version 7 had some bugs in it, so don't recommend using version 7 right now. Go back to 6X. But this is version 8. I'll be testing it this week, make sure I got rid of the bugs. But here we have the offline chart, all 28 pairs, and with the wicks. And as you can see right now, I've got the, here I can show you what I've got turned on for the alerts. We've got the name in here, MRKN, for the normal basket with the wicks. Got the hash color changed on with the hold turned on. That's why we don't have a hash signal right now, because we missed it. It would have been right here on this candles when we would have got the signal. But since I just turned this on and I don't have direction turned on, that's why. If we would have had the hold turned on when we were up in here, then it would have gave us the hash signal. So we missed that one unless we go back and actually turn it on now. Or if you want to, if you saw it like this, you say, oh, I just missed it. Just go over and click the sell all, and it will take a sell. So you don't have to worry about if you missed one. But I usually use the hold, the last color. That way I'll be sure to catch it right when it's changing. Okay, we got the hash turned on. We got it at 1111, which is the default, which basically is just price action. And I've got the semaphore set to true. Window is 6, and I'm using the exit of the semaphore. Got the swing turned on with a window of 5, and we're using the swing as an exit, and we're always going to add. So we'll be adding whenever we get one of these. If we're coming down, we get a red dot, it'll add. And since I got the exit of the swing turned on and the exit of the semaphore, which you can see up here by the little X, they both have to be in agreement to get an exit. It's not one or the other in this case. They both have to be in agreement to get an exit. And then I got the add to trades turned on, and also Marty turned on. So that's basically some of my basic settings I use. And these are all 1 hour. So I'm on 1 hour charts, and I got the database on 1 hour. So basically this is what it looks like with the wicks. And you notice we've added this in here too now, so you can look up here and you can tell how many trades. In this case, if we did take a sell on all of these, if all of these opened up, they should, because our spread is within our limits. Right now I got it set at a spread of 4, so we got no red ones, so it should, if I clicked it, it would take 28 trades. Then what it would say up here, it'd say trades equal 28 lots. Since I got the lots set at 0.1, this would say lots 2.8 lots, because you got 28 pairs, 0.1 lots on each one. And then as you do add 2 trades, this number will increase, and also your lots will start increasing depending on what your add to is set up for. Okay, so this is with the wicks. Now we want to go look at the one without the wicks, and we'll put that same template over on here, which was our default, I believe. And this is what it looks like without the wicks. Now once in a while what will happen when you're doing it this way is these red dots, which are the swing indicator, will be up here, for this one to be way down here. What you got to do then is you got to go back. A lot of times it happens after you refresh the indicator. Let's see if it'll do it here. This is the, using just the close, we're just going to refresh offline chart. That time they came out okay. Sometimes they'll be way up or way down, but then all you got to do is just open up your indicator over here and refresh it, and they'll come back to the right place. It gets a little goofy sometimes. But as you can see, we're on an hour chart, and our swing and our semaphore are right here. And as you can see, this semaphore, which is the arrow, is within the gray box. The red dot, which is the swing, is within the arrow here and is within the yellow dotted box. So that's why we get both of them. And like I say, if we had turned this on back here, we would have probably got a signal to go short, probably about right in here someplace. Because we wait for a confirmed cross, and the confirmed cross ain't until these two are closed. And then we would have got in down on this one. Now you got to remember, these are Hass candles, so as you can see, the candle is changing length here as the price changes, so it's kind of hard to tell where the price would have been if we had opened over here, because of totally withdrawn right now, redrawn. Okay, so that's basically what we're doing. We're going to try this and see what happens. In this case, now these things do redraw and repaint, we all know that, so it's hard to tell looking back just where it would have been. Now these probably would have been over here, and you probably could have had an entry down here, and you would have got in, you know, at the open of this one, wherever that would have been. Not that one, this one here. It had to be a confirmed Hass color change, so you'd have got in on this one someplace. And if you would have rolled it to the top, wherever the top was, you were up into there someplace. And one thing about the fractal button, you click the fractal button, you can see where you're possible, if you were using the add-ons, where they possibly could have been, because the add-ons use fractals. So here we got a fractal going up fractal. You would have added on right here, because you would have broke that fractal going up, and you would have added right there. So that would have been your first add. Here's another add right here, as you broke this fractal. Remember, it takes 5 bars to be closed for these fractals to confirm for add-ons. So we would have broke another one here. This would have been your second add-on. Here's another fractal, would have went across. You would have just broke it right there. So there's your there's your third add-on. And then we got another fractal right here, which we would have broke right here, which would have been your fourth add-on. And since I got my add-on set to 5, I would have got all 4 of those add-ons. Now that's going to taking, you know, if it looked like this during the trade. No guarantee that this thing even looked like this. And we're in an uptrend basically here, so we use the up fractals. The down fractals are not used in an uptrend. They are used like over here if you were in a downtrend. Then you got a down fractal here, which you would have broke and added on going down. Same way up here, you got another down fractal. You would have broke going down. So basically that's why I put this button over here, so you can look back and see what's going on. And since we got add-ons for the swing signal, if we were in an uptrend, say over here, still in this uptrend, this could have been an add-on, or this could have been an add-on. So we turn those off. And remember, a lot of this is manual. This is not set and go away for a month and come back. Pay attention to what these things are doing. We got subdems. Now they look a little different on the when you're just using closes, because subdems, remember, are drawn using highs and lows and closing prices of a candle. Well, in this case, all we got is closes. So, see, that one goes way back to over here. So now they basically look like support and resistance areas. As you can see here, they're just a single line. But it gives you some idea where your support or resistance could have been, or some turning points or supply zones or demand zones. But remember, these are now single lines because they're just based on a closing price. We don't have the other prices in there. And then we got pivots too for what they're worth. So it's up to you what you want to use, but this looks like it could work out fairly decent. What I'm looking at is also doing it on a 15-minute chart, because sometimes on a 15-minute you can see some of these pullbacks like this here, depending on whether you want to stay in it or not, or get out up here and then play the pullback and get back in down here again. You might be able to pick up a little bit more. Same way here, if we were playing along here on a 15-minute, you might get out here and go short, grab a few pips going short. I think I got something over here that's open. This is a 15-minute one running right now. Looking for, actually this is the one I was in this morning. I got in up here. Actually I got in about right there. And as you can see right now, and then I got out down in here with the equity lock over on the database. And as you can see, it's kind of consolidating right now, but that's good. You know, we haven't got a reversal here yet. Exit from both of these because we got one down here, but we didn't get the semaphore, so it could be consolidating. And if we were on this is a 15-minute, if we were on a 1 hour, we could go down farther on the 1 hour. This is the 1 hour chart of the same thing. You can kind of see the pullback right here. So it just kind of depends on how you want to play these. Let's see here once. This was the trade from this morning. You can see where it entered. This thing really took off and went way down. It was way down here because I was watching it and I hadn't entered it yet, and I was watching it, but the semaphore and the swing had not lined up into my boxes properly yet, so it did not take this trade way down here. And this thing pulled way back up, and by the time it got back up here, these things aligned properly, and it took the trade. And then from there on, we went down to here. We were up like 47.91, and I just clicked on the wrong button there. Here's one. Here's about where I got out when it hit my equity lock over in the database. And you can see it up 211. I think I got one here, the database. Click on the right thing this time. Yeah, here's the database. I saw it was up here, and so for the heck of it, I just turned on the basket equity lock, which is set at 150. And as you see, it got taken out with 218. So that was basically that 15-minute one this morning, and that only lasted, let's see, where's the thing? What do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe an hour and a half or so. So, an hour and a half this morning. We had some, had a good trade there. And I was just playing around. Now here you can see where it registers. Trades was 28, and the lots was 2.8 because they're all open. One thing I did screw up on there was I forgot to set the maximum trades allowed. I had it left at 28, so there was a bunch of, I don't know if we can see them on here or not. Let's see here once. Oops, wrong one. No, you can't see them on that chart. I had another trade open that took like 4 add-ons, but it didn't activate in the database. The TS sent them over to the database, but the database says, hey, you got 28 trades open. That's all you said I can have open, so I'm not going to add on. So you have to remember that if you're going to do add-ons, you figure you're going to do a lot of trades, you better crank this number up past 28 or whatever. And also to do add-ons, you have to have the TS turned on, got to have the buttons turned on, and you got to be in a time window now. I got that all set up, so if no trading time is selected or no buttons are selected or TS is turned off, it won't do any add-ons either. So okay, so I think that about covers everything. Like I said, you can use this normal one with the wicks. And like I said before, remember these wicks aren't for real the way these are created. The price apparently never even got up here, but it draws the wick up there. It's just the way these offline charts are created in the math. So, and that's what it looks like the other way. So like I say, that's just something I'm experimenting with. Basically all it shows is the Haas candles. And so far it seems like it's working out pretty good, so that should about do it.